The eight are getting far less pressure than Schumer, far less vitriol,
Yep.
although they're not getting none. Let's look at the only one who found out was out on morning TV. This is John Fetterman, 110 on Fox and Friends.
I think my party crossed a line of now putting 42 million Americans with their SNAP benefits and making flying less safe and that kinds of chaos and not paying our military. I mean, that was a red line for me that I can't cross as a Democrat. And I think that's been described country over the party. And now that I think that's been the truth throughout it, and it's only wrong to shut our government down. And I'm relieved. But the people now that are going to get paid and fed and millions of Americans, they're going to be flying now. That's going to be made more safe and restored.
So, unlike Schumer, I feel like the eight are doing pretty well defending their position. They
Yep.
seem pretty calm. Sean, if you were comms for one of those eight, would you feel they need to do something more different or not?
Well, look, each one of them is either retiring or not in cycle. So they have the beauty. I mean, that was kind of why it was almost like that's why they were selected and chose to do this in the first place. They knew that it would be minimal blowback. I think each of them, with the exception of Durbin, maybe has a reputation of being a little less of the partisan progressive, the two New Hampshire senators, et cetera. So I think that they knew what they were doing to the extent that they care. I'd say lean into this. But the problem is they also can't pick at the scab because they know that they're exposing not just their fellow Democratic senators, but their House members, and in the case of Jean Shaheen, her daughter. And so I think you cast the vote, and then you don't rub it in anyone's face. You took one for the team. You jumped on the grenade. Thank you for doing it. Move on.
And Thursday, I think it is later this week. There's this dinner in New Hampshire that Cory Booker's speaking at to all the activists in the party. How does that get navigated for the two New Hampshire senators?
Oh, I think he's going to just look forward. I mean, I don't think he's going to go there and go at them. That just would not be a very smart thing. I think all politics is local. I mean, you listen to Tim Kaine talking about the number of federal employees that he secured from the White House. I forget what is it, a moratorium on mischief, that there'll be no more federal layoffs from now till January 30th. That's a win for him. It's all over the Washington Post. It's all over the local news. It's, down in Richmond, down in Norfolk. So I think the Nevada crew, the New Hampshire crew, if you listen to what they're saying, it's all about their state, the jobs they saved, the benefits that they've released, the airport lines that they've reopened. So I don't think they will pay a price. I think, Booker, it would be, I think, suicide to go into New Hampshire and go to war with the two senators. Yeah. I just think that's not what you want to do. There's a time and a place for that, and that's not it.
Correct. Yeah, I agree. And this is a much more collegial body than the House. I mean, they're not going to. I mean, and I also think that New Hampshire in particular is a little different. I mean, they have a familiarity with their elected officials that you go in there and start yelling at them. I think people would be like, "Hey, that's not how we do it here."
Yeah, and that would be the headline. No matter what else you say, the headline would be that you went at the two U.S. senators and criticized them, and I don't think that's what you want the headline to be.
Correct. Yeah.
Not right, in the union leader. One brief more interlude while I elevator here.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.
And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and Two-Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.